Welcome back. I'm here at Project House number 1. And today I'm going to be working on getting this zip system sheeting all taped up and ready to go. So I'm going to be working on nailing this off first, and then I'm going to be putting the tape over the seams and rolling the tape and getting this all weathered in. So one more step of this project will be done. I'm going to be using this Hyper Tough nail gun. It's a 21-degree framing nailer that I got from Walmart. It was only $80. So I'm going to be using this. It was the cheapest one I could find because I just wanted to start with a cheap one, see if I like it, and use it until it breaks. To start off, I'm just going to work on setting the nail depth. I have my compressor running at 100 psi. I'm just shooting some little tests, adjusting it, because I don't want the nails to be overdriven. So now what I'm starting off is just nailing these off on the supported edges. So essentially where the two panels meet and at the top and the bottom, if it's supported, it needs a nail every 6 inches. So that's going to be the 8-foot side is going to need 17 nails, and the bottom and top 4-foot side, if they're supported, will need 9 nails. Everything else is going to be nailed off on the studs 12 inches on center, which it makes it easy to see because they have all those dots on there to tell you where to nail, and it lines everything up for you. What I actually did was the center ones, I just put one in every hole. And you'll see me go through some of these ones. You might be like, you're missing a giant area, you didn't get that area. There's windows behind here. There's one in the corner, and then there's one right to the right of that blue ladder if you guys watch my other videos. So I didn't want to get, obviously, nails in the windows. There'd be no point. I overall really like this nailer. It was only $80 at Walmart, and it got the job done. It was way easier than hand nailing. I didn't really, which it could have just been the way I was using it. I couldn't get it dialed in like 100% perfect. So you'll see me in a minute. I go through and hand tap all of them in, but it was really nice to just get all the nails put in there, and this overall went so quick. The sun's been going down so early here, it's tough for me to get off work and then get over here and get stuff done because it's getting dark so early, and it's only going to get worse. But I was lucky to get a lot done today. It went really quick. I think I ended up maybe 400 to 500 nails I got put in 15 minutes. So it went super quick. The nail gun was kind of heavy, so you did kind of get fatigued after a while just holding it up there, but it was a lot less than like a battery one would be. Now you see I'm just taking the hammer, going over all those nails. There's a couple places where I need to get some more nails in, so I'm just tagging those off, and then I'm going with the hammer on everyone, tapping them in, getting them flush, because the nail gun I was putting them right before flush because I didn't want any risk of overdriving them. Now you see I have the zip tape, and I'm just rolling that on top to bottom, and then I take the roller and roll it on. It will say on these panels to roll the tape, and then it also says on the tape itself to roll the tape. They're really persistent on wanting you to roll the tape. So that's what I'm doing here. You want to overlap both seams. You can have a 1/2 inch variance, so you can have a 1/2 inch more on one side than the other, but you want to try to keep it pretty even. What I like to do is get it lined up at the top, take it down to the bottom, line up at the bottom, and then roll it through the middle. This middle here, I'm going to have a window, but I decided I'm just going to put the tape over it anyway, just to keep it weathered in for the meantime. There were a couple staples there that just only pulling out. Need to get them before the tape went on, but that pretty much wraps up getting it taped. This is what I used, this zip flashing tape, and then this roller is what I was rolling over the tape, because you got to roll the tape, and it just has these little Z's. It was tough to get the focus in, but it just has these Z's, so when you roll over it, it's constantly putting these little Z's on the tape and embedding it. Huber sent me these 3 little posters. They're English on the front, Spanish on the back. They're nice laminated, and they show all the specs of how to do the installation of the zip. So it tells you, your 1/8" spacing, how far, how to do all your flashing, how to do all your taping. It shows you if it meets an interior corner. It shows you if it's meeting different types of foundation. It's even going to show you how to do it and what you need to do depending on what type of siding you're going to use. So up in this top right corner, it's going to talk about the lap siding, which I think is what I am probably going to end up using here now that I'm taking over this project. I think I'm going to do a lap siding because that's what I like the best. And then they all say at the bottom, roll the tape. It's really important to get this tape rolled. Then here you see on the right, it's going to give you the installation instructions. It really talks about correct spacing. So you have your 1/8" gap between the panels. It'll talk about how to fasten it, which is 16 or 6 inches on center for the supported edge and 12" on center for the ones in the middle. It tells you got to roll the tape. It tells you about that 1/2" variance and stuff like that. The next one is all about windows and doors. It has the same stuff on the right here. That's consistent on all three. And I'll go into more detail on this when I start flashing out for the actual windows and doors. And then, of course, it's going to say roll the tape. And then this last one is on the transition and MEPs, and it's going to show you how to get it watertight, flashed in, for if you're going something through the roof, through the wall, a different roof pitch, etc. It's going to go over all of those details. So this was really nice, really good information on how to make sure you install this system properly. I'm very thankful Zip sent me out these so I could have them on hand. As always, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.